Welcome.
Thank you.
And Jim Johnson was saying that you're directly responsible for getting Naomi Campbell, and that's all I really want to know about.
When I was sleeping, I had a knock at my door, and I opened my door, and two men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
Do you know what time that was that happened?
No, I don't know. I was sleeping, so I was woken up from my sleep.
When you opened up this pouch, what did you discover?
I saw a few stones in there,
And
there was very small, dirty-looking stones. I don't know anything about Charles Taylor, never heard of him before, never heard of the country Liberia before, and never heard of the term of blood diamonds before.
There's a part of the story I can't tell you, but we received information that during a dinner with Nelson Mandela, that Charles Taylor had given a diamond to Naomi Campbell. So I began to try to contact Ms. Campbell through her agents and then eventually her lawyers without success. She wasn't willing to speak to me. But also in doing a little research on that dinner, I realized that Mia Farrow had been present. So doing a little Google search, I found a NGO that she was on the board of directors. I sent an email to the NGO explaining that I was a prosecutor on the Charles Taylor case and I would like the opportunity to speak to Ms. Farrow. And I got a response, I think within an hour, the same day, definitely. I got a response, "Hello, Nick, I'm happy to speak to you," and with her phone number, the home phone number of Ms. Farrow. So I called her up, and I remember that very distinctly. She was telling me, "Well, really, I'd love to help you. I really don't remember much about it. There was a dinner. Charles Taylor showed up, and really there's not much. I didn't speak to him that much. I don't remember much about it, except I do remember the next morning, Naomi Campbell came downstairs and she said she got a huge diamond from Charles Taylor." And I said, "Just a second." Called in a couple of colleagues, put it on speakerphone. "Can you repeat that?" Yeah, I said, "I just remember that Naomi Campbell came downstairs and she said she got a huge diamond from Charles Taylor." So that's how it started. And then eventually we received further corroboration when the agent for Naomi Campbell contacted us through her lawyer, explaining that she actually was present when the diamond was delivered, her diamonds were delivered. She explained it was several diamonds. So that's how it did transpire, that we ended up then seeking a court order to have Naomi Campbell appear. And that was granted, and she appeared along with the agent Carol White and Mia Farrow.
The court questioned actress Mia Farrow about the events surrounding a dinner party hosted by Nelson Mandela in 1997. The morning after the party, she said fellow guest Naomi Campbell told her that Charles Taylor had sent her a diamond in the night.
She said that in the night she had been awakened. Some men were knocking at the door, and they had been sent by Charles Taylor, and they had given her a huge diamond.
"I solemnly swear on the Bible."
Campbell's former agent Carol White also testified Monday. She told the court that Mr. Taylor had promised Campbell the diamonds over dinner. Both White and Farrow contradicted what Naomi Campbell told the court last week. She said she had been given what she called a few dirty pebbles in the middle of the night. She stopped short of saying she had known they were from Mr. Taylor. The appearance at The Hague of international celebrities has turned the world's attention to Mr. Taylor's trial. Human rights activists say it has helped to shine a spotlight on the violent consequences of the trade in illicit diamonds, a spotlight they hope will remain even after the celebrities have left. Sayla Hennessy for VOA News, London.
Well, it by far was the moment where there was the most interest in the court. And I recall on that day, I think there were 5 satellite trucks outside the court, which we didn't have at other moments. So it certainly was special in that way as far as the coverage. It wasn't, the moment where we thought it was the most key evidence. It clearly was relevant. Charles Taylor had denied ever having a diamond ever in his possession other than a jewelry. This was a rough diamond, unpolished diamond. So it went directly to his credibility. It's rather complicated, but on that particular trip, Taylor later went to Burkina Faso and Libya, and 2 weeks later a huge arms shipment came from Libya through Burkina Faso to the rebels in Sierra Leone. So the fact that he was carrying rough diamonds on that trip was very relevant. But yeah, it was unusual to get all the coverage, and while many people found that easy to criticize, and that wasn't our fault. Frankly, if Charles Taylor had given the diamond to the hotel maid, we would have subpoenaed the hotel maid.
What does a Robert Jackson mean to you?
Well, I think that this again is another example. The Nuremberg is an example that the meaning of a court, the real benefits of a court dealing with such massive crimes, goes so far beyond the fate of the accused persons. Nuremberg is not about whether or not several men were hung and other top leaders were given time in jail. It was about most of the world that was affected by this war, seeing that there was a process of recognition of suffering and of making people responsible, who were responsible for those crimes, holding them to account. So I think also what Justice Jackson said at the very beginning of that case is so true. It's not just important what we do, but that people see that this is the process, that this is a fair process. So I think that's the legacy that we hope to continue and build upon. International law is affecting how countries conduct wars, decisions about whether to give aid to various groups in a conflict to make sure that they're not committing war crimes or violations of human rights, or doing all we can to reduce that possibility. I believe international law is having a big effect on how these conflicts are being carried out, and though we can't prove it, my guess is that many, many thousands have been saved because of it.